part for the coaches to talk about. One of the things we did, starting with our second season, so we've been doing it for 6 years now, is we start off each segment of the competition with a goal setting discussion. And by each segment, I mean beginning of the season, right after your first tournament, right after your second tournament, etc. Each time you get an opportunity to go on or to change something, we would have another goal discussion. And we start off with, what do you guys want to get done? So, beginning of this season, I asked them, well, we'll back up a couple seasons. A couple seasons back, I said, what do you guys want to accomplish? They might answer,
we wanted to go to the World Championship.
okay. How hard do you want to work?
Probably not that much.
Quite frankly, absolutely. And the younger they were, the more that was where we started. We'd like to work less than last year and do better. As an adult coach, I have a responsibility to help them understand that that may not be how things work. So we then talk a lot about aligning your effort with your goals. And I'm here to support them, whatever their goals are, but I want them to consciously decide what their goals are. So, and nobody here can't figure this out. I mean, harder you work, better you do. And so it's a decision on how much they want to do, how hard they want to work, where they want to end up. Now, part of it, and the way he stated that, if your goal is to get to Worlds, what do you think is going to happen? You might get to Worlds. How are you going to do at Worlds?
Your goal is to get to Worlds.
Okay. So, one of the things that even more directly that they've said a couple of times, we don't say anymore, we want to be top 10 at X. We want to be in the top 10. What does being in the top 10 really mean, guys?
10, yeah.
Yeah. If you say you want to be top 10, you're shooting for 10. What do you have to do if you want to be moving on? Okay, you have to win something, your goal has to be to win that. Then we start talking about what can we do as coaches to help these guys. So, how does that go?
I think earlier seasons started out as much more motivating us, helping us go, directing us in the right path. But it's transformed. You help us a lot less now.
You're older. You're older. One of the things I've done with these guys, we've done with these guys, is ask them. I mean, we're all kids of one age or another. Left to your own devices, when it's break time, we'll have a 15-minute basketball break. What do you guys want me to do?
Cut us off at 15 and bring us in.
Right. And we have that as part of the goal discussion. We don't wait until halfway through the season and I say, hey, you guys aren't working hard enough. We talked about, I said, hey, when it's break time and you guys have been out there for 15 minutes, what do you want me to do? And they talked about it for a couple minutes and they said, bring us in. If you guys are getting all distracted and goofing off at horseplay, what do you want me to do? They have asked us in that goal setting meeting to deal with them more like a sports coach and be a little more of a disciplinarian. The key here is that's their goals, not my goals. They've picked the work effort, they've picked the destination, and they've asked me to help them get there. And so now I have their permission and request to go rein them in or help them stay on track. And that definitely changes the dynamic. Whenever you drill a hole that's of any large size, you drill a smaller hole first to guide the drill. That's not intuitive, that's not natural, it's not something I should expect a kid on a robot team to know. I have to teach them how to drill holes. I have to help or teach them that triangles are stronger than rectangles. Three-dimensional shapes have stiffness. Lubrication. We talked about the first time we did our own gears, the shape of the teeth, got the comment, I think, from my own son that the teeth look like they're shaped wrong. Tell me about gear tooth shape.
What I didn't know at the time was that gear teeth are actually somewhat rounded on the sides. And on the Tetrix gears, they're so small, you don't really notice that. But we started going with some of our own custom gears where the teeth are much larger. And it was just something I didn't know. It looked like they were wrong. So I thought, hey, this part isn't going to work. I'm going to have to do something else. Fortunately, we all caught on to that before we put too much work into making it again.
So involute teeth on gears, is that a meaningful term to anybody here?
Some they only touch at one point at all times.
And so that they maintain, so they only touch at one point. And if you think about it, if I had gear teeth going like this, when the outside of this one is touching, when the outside of the tooth here is touching the inside of the tooth here, then this one's effective diameter is smaller and this one's effective diameter is larger. When it gets to here, now this one's effective diameter is shorter and this one's longer. And that causes gears to chatter as the speed is constantly changing. A well-designed gear with that curved tooth keeps a constant radius and constant velocity between the two gears. It's my job to teach them stuff like that. It's my job to teach them in FLL what a loop, a switch, all the algorithms, PID logic. PID is something that people learn in college. I think it's a mistake to expect these guys to naturally come up with it. So it's our job to teach them how to build all the pieces, to help them learn all the algorithms. It's their job to figure out which ones to use and how to put them together.